Hello viewers, welcome to this session. I am going to explain some of the important passages of the scholar Gypsy by Matthew Arnold. Explanatory questions are set in the university examinations from the text. Therefore, on the demand of some students, I am going to deal with some important passages from the text. Now, I am going to explain the opening stanza, the first stanza of the poem, The Scholar Gypsy. As I told you earlier, The Scholar Gypsy is a pastoral poem. In this poem, Matthew Arnold deals with the subject matter of this poem in a pastoral vein, pastoral way. The poem begins thus: "Go, for they call you shepherd from the hill. Go, shepherd, and untie the battled coats." The poet says that the shepherd come forward, come to the green field and from the hill, and untie the battled coats. Here the use of the word untied is very significant. Literally it means the poet, who is the speaker of this poem, tells his fellow shepherds to untie the unfed sheep to graze in the field. But the deeper meaning is that the poet wants to have freedom. He wants to be let untied. He wants to have a search for truth and a spiritualism, just as the Oxford shepherd, Oxford boy, went out in search of the truth and a spirituality, leaving the Oxford University where he studied. So he says, "Go, for they call you shepherd from the hill. Go, shepherd, and untie the battled coats." The meaning of the poem of the first two lines are clear, that the poet, who is also like a shepherd, tells other shepherds to untie the sheep to allow them to graze in the field because they are unfed, they are hungry. "No longer leave thy wistful flock unfed." He says that they should not allow the sheep to remain unfed, to remain hungry, to remain without grazing. "Nor let thy bawling fellows rack their throats." The poet says that he should not allow the sheep to bloat more because of hunger. "Nor the cropped harvest shoot another head, but when the fields are still." The poet says that when the crops of the field are to be harvested, cut, and when it is evening, when there is peace and calm in the field, the tired men and dogs, when the tired men and the dogs are gone, the sheep will go there and they will graze grass in the field, cross and races strips of moon blenched green. The poet says that the sheep will continue to graze the grass that is moon blenched green, that is whitened with the light of the moon. Come, shepherd, and again begin the quest. The poet says, the shepherd to come and start the search for the truth and spirituality and the traditional knowledge. Here it is important to point out that the poet compares and contrasts the knowledge of the scholar gypsy with that of the modern people, that of the Victorians. Now, let me come to the second stanza of the poem. Here where the reaper was at work of late, in this high filled dark corner where he lives. The poet says that in this field the farmers are reaping the crop, they are harvesting the crop. In the dark corner of the field where he lives, his coat, his basket and his earthen pot which contain his meal, and here at noon come back his stores to use. When it is noon, the shepherds reach there to take their meal, to use their stores which they have brought from home to eat. Then, and in the sun all morning binds the ships. When it is morning, the farmers bind their crops which they have harvested. Then here at noon comes back his stores to use. Here will I sit and wait. The poet says that he will sit there and he will wait there, while to my ear come uplands far away, the bleating of the folded flocks is born. The bleating of the flocks come to his ear with distant cries of reapers in the corn, all the leaf murmur of her summer's day. And the cries of reapers are heard in the cornfield, and it is all summer's day, murmuring of the summer's day, birds are chirping, they are making noise there. Third stanza of the poem. Screened is the noon over the high half ripped field, and here still sundown shepherd will I be. In the third stanza of the poem, the poet says that this is screened in this nook over the high ripped field. The field is harvested half, and here still sundown shepherd will I be, and the sun is going to set, going to disappear. I will be here, the shepherd will be there. Through the thick corn, the scarlet poppies pea, the scarlet poppies peep through the thick corn, and round green roots and yellowing stalks I see. The shepherd sees the green roots and yellowing stalks, pale pink convolvulus in rendrils creep, and there are beautiful flowers there. Convolvulus is a beautiful flower, and air swept linders yield their scent. The flowers smell scented, scent comes out of the flower and rustle down their perfumed showers. And the flower shower, the saints rustle showers of bloom on the bent grass where I am laid. And the shepherd lies there on the bent grass and bore me from the August sun and shade. And it is the month of August. August sun is there, August sun appears there, and the eye travels down to Oxford Towers, and the shepherd looks at the Oxford Towers from there. It is important to know that Matthew Arnold studied at Oxford University, and the scholar gypsy of Joseph Glenville's book, Vanity, the Vanity of Dogmatizing, also studied at Oxford, which they left early. Thanks very much.